Okay, welcome everybody. I have a Chris Schoenberger here. His restaurant is Barbecue Productions, and it's a Third Lake, Kenosha,
Lake Zurich, and
Lake Zurich.
then Station 51 in Antioch.
A new concept because Chris is growing during the pandemic, and so Station 51 is not open yet, but it's a really awesome concept he's working on and is looking to launch it. And he has no fear because Chris has cracked the code on hiring people. Does that mean it's perfect? No, but this is definitely a step-by-step process that you can take to make sure that you can have a fully staffed restaurant, which is a really, really difficult thing to do in this day and age. This is not a magic pill to where it's not done because, and I say that because Chris puts a lot of work into this. So it's step-by-step process, but he works it and it takes daily. How many hours a day do you think you have to say? An hour a day?
I'm doing about two different segments. So I usually do about 30 minutes in the morning, and I'll
Mhm,
explain that in a minute why. But I do
mhm.
30 minutes in the morning and about an hour at nighttime. Sometimes it's a little bit more in the morning, but again, I'll show the reason why when we get into it and why
And
it's
you can do it
important.
like while you're relaxing, it's the end of the day, might be watching a show or something, unwinding, and you can just be on your phone kind of going through this process here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. So you're going to have to. So in this process, Chris is going to show his screen. He has an Indeed account, and actually, why don't I just let you take it over from here, Chris? And
Absolutely. So
yeah.
thanks for having me.
Mhm.
And just like you said, this isn't a magic pill. It is definitely a work in progress. I worked with Dan Dreyer at Wally's the other night on this, and for us to go through and set it up. The initial setup probably will take about an hour for somebody to set it all up. Once you set up your Indeed the right way, you can literally fly through this and do this, like I said, about an hour each day. But you have to devote the time to do it, and you got to do it daily because Indeed has people, future candidates that are updating their resumes daily. So as we get into it, I'll show you some of the tricks that I have found that makes it a little bit easier. Again, you have to realize that there's every single industry and every restaurant out there is hiring. So you have to make sure that you stand out from everybody else. What makes you different? So I'll get into that. So the first thing is in order to do this, it is not free. It does cost money. So the way that I do this, and again, this is my setup on how I do things and how I've found success. So on Indeed, they have what they call subscriptions, and on the subscriptions, you can assign yourself a certain number of subscriptions each month. So they just recently changed it to where it was unlimited about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and now you pay a monthly fee of $250 and you get 100 subscriptions. So let me get over to my Indeed account real quick here.
I like it too because I've had success with Indeed when I put it out there. I mean, we were hiring a bookkeeper a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I didn't do this process, but I just put it out there in Indeed, and I had like 70 applications for one position just a little bit ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me show you just a couple of things before we get into the nits and gritty of
And the
Indeed.
answer isn't just getting an Indeed account; it's how you're using your Indeed
Correct.
account. That's the magic.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I only use a little bit of Facebook, but I only use Indeed to find employees, and that's it. And then obviously like word of mouth and stuff like that. So,
and you have to be careful about posting on Facebook because Facebook will flag it if you put money behind a Facebook post for hiring. You got to go through the special. You got to go through your ads manager and do the special employment posts if you're going to do a Facebook.
Correct.
Reach out.
All right. So the first thing is when you go to Indeed.com, you obviously need to log into your account. So if you don't have an account, you will have to create an Indeed account. The second thing that when you get into it, you're going to see over here. So this is my Indeed account. So I'm logged into my Indeed account. Once you get logged in, over here on the right-hand side, you'll see this tab that says Employers Post Job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to Employers Post Job, you click on that right there. This is going to bring you up to your employment screen. So once you get into here, so you can see that I have some jobs already posted. I had a couple that I did sponsor just recently. I did just do that to kind of coincide with some of the stuff that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go over to find candidates over here on the left-hand side, this is when you'll see your subscriptions. So right now I have 459 contacts remaining. But on somebody's screen who doesn't have that set up, you'll just see this. It'll be over here. So you want to click on subscription management. This is where you're going to set up your account to determine what type of account you're going to have. So when I did this with Dan Dreyer the other day, there was two different charges he was able to do. he was able to do a $250 a month for 100 subscriptions, or he was able to do $100 a month, and that got him, I believe it was 50 subscriptions, I believe is what it was, or it might even be a little bit less.
Yeah.
So you can see right here, I have a professional subscription, which is a monthly charge, signed to my email address, and it tells you how many that I have, how many contacts that I have remaining.
And they carry over. So you're on the 250 a month contacts, right?
Correct. But then they roll over. Okay. So you can see.
Oh, no, it's 100 contacts a month, but you're paying 250.
Correct. I'm sorry. Yes.
And then they roll over. Okay, got it.
So you can see right here, contacts use this cycle June 17th to July 17th by email 222. The cool thing is if you send somebody an email and they respond back to you, you get credit and you get that contact back. So you can go into this tab right here, buy subscriptions. And here you go. Here's what it is right here.
Okay.
So 100 contacts per month, $250 a month, or 30 contacts a month, and it gets you $100. So this one also is the one that I use because it gives you unlimited resume searches. It gives you all these things right here. Okay. So for me, for my forecasting and for my budget, I budget in a $250 a month hiring into my budget, so that way I know every month I have that tool and resource, because what's going to happen is even if I don't use it one month.
Well, just also it's your Restaurant Systems Pro budget too, not to interrupt.
That's why I was saying that, but my Restaurant Systems Pro budget, but at least I know that it's always there. So when I use my my cash flow document that you made for me and that I use across the board, it's $250 a month. And it's always in that budget. Okay. So
what's cool is you have 4 locations, well, 3 and another on the way. And it's $250 and you're hiring for all those locations.
Correct.
So,
correct. So the only catch to this is and they changed it. It didn't used to be this way, is that at that $250 per month, that is per employee that you sign up in your company to be able to contact people through Indeed. So for an example, Fred, if you worked for me and I want to be able to email people and contact people, and you want to email people and contact people, it's $250 and $250.
Okay.
It didn't used to be that way. So you have to buy a subscription for each employee
manager,
or manager. So what I do is I just do it myself for my stores, because like you said, I do it at nighttime when I'm relaxing. I do it when I'm when I'm watching the news at the end of the night, and I wake up in the morning, I get to my computer, I have my breakfast, I do the same.
I appreciate you clarifying that, because we're always preaching that we want more time. We want more profits in our restaurant, but we also want more time for our owners. But sometimes there's some tasks that you just want to do as an owner and you want to be in charge of, but you could easily assign this to one of your managers and have the accounts set up under them.
Correct. You can have one person who's in charge of the whole entire thing and it's sending this out. And again, once you get it set up, and I'll show you that in the next couple of slides here, once you get that set up, you can literally have one person who does this on a daily basis.
Okay.
So this is the subscription side. So once you get to the subscription side of it, now, like I said, you'll have that purchase. Once you have that purchase, now you have the tools to do the next part, which is where all the magic happens.
Okay.
So let me get back to the main screen. I'm going to click on the Find Candidates tab. So that's really where you want to get to, is where you have the Find Candidates tab. So a couple things that I want to explain in this section. Number one is, and I'm going to use the word cook right now, because right now that's what everyone's really looking for. So a line cook has so many different titles, no matter what region you're in. So for example, if I was a line cook at my restaurant, I've seen so many of my former employees post so many different titles for what they actually were. So
culinary artist.
I've seen culinary kitchen professional. I had a kid that I hired right out of high school. He worked for me for about a month. And went on to a different career, and his resume said that he was an executive chef.
Okay.
He was 18 years old. So the thing that I find is that don't be so hell-bent on what you're actually searching for, because many times what you're searching for might actually be titled something different. And what I mean by that is, for an example, the lowest possible denominator of what you can search for is going to be the most broadest and most wide array of results.
Cook cashier is showing up there. That's interesting position.
What's that?
A cook cashier is showing up.
So you can see so many things that I've searched for.
Yeah.
And if you look, like, there's so many different things that I've searched: line cook, sous chef,
okay,
cook. Mission Barbecue. Why? I'm searching for I'm searching for employees for
Right.
my competitor.
If somebody worked for your competitor, that's likely a good candidate for you.
Yep.
Yep.
Mission Barbecue again. Prep cook. I was trying to find somebody that was referred to me on I was trying to find his resume and search for people's names. So there's so many different things that you can do on Indeed, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now.
Okay.
So first thing is you're going to type where your location is. Now, for me, one of the things that I do is I have a location in Lake Zurich. I also have a location in Third Lake. In between those two towns, about halfway through is Mundelein. So I will also search Mundelein because that gives me another wider circle that I can search from.
Okay.
Okay. So just for now, we're going to search Lake Zurich, Illinois, and I'm going to type in just a basic thing, and I'm going to say cook. Okay. Once I hit search, it's going to bring me up this page right here. I'm going to break this down. Fred, this can take me a second because there's a lot of things.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I want the people that are looking at this to realize is there's a lot of information right here, and you have to narrow this down because there's several things that you want to get rid of. So number one, once you search that broad topic, you're going to get your results right here of how many results have that in a position or a title at some point in that person's resume.
Okay.
So right here, there's 4,696 resumes with this word cook. And Fred, you can see my mouse, right?
Yep, I can.
Okay. So 4,696 resumes with the word cook. Now, if you look, I searched that by job title. I've never searched by skills, which you could, but I never personally have. I've searched by companies, and I've never searched by field of studies. So obviously companies is when you'd search your competitor.
Okay.
Now, the next thing is you're going to see your filters. I'm going to break this down based on what I find works for me. The one thing that I will say is that as you get into more rural areas, this number right here, your mileage, you'd want to increase. As you get more into more of congested areas or whatever the opposite of rural
urban,
is.
populated,
urban, you want to really take this number down. The sweet spot that I have found is 12 miles.
Okay.
Once you get past 12 miles.
So give me an idea. So when people, what's a population of Lake Zurich look like?
It's pretty populated. If I had to guess, I mean, I to be honest with you, I don't know what the population is. I look at my car counts. So I have a traffic study on all my restaurants.
Okay.
So the car counts outside of my Lake Zurich store, which is where I'm at right now, is about 70,000 cars a day.
Okay.
My car count over at my at my Third Lake store is 33,000 cars a day.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm on two national highways. State highways. I'm on Illinois Route 45 in Third Lake, and I'm on Illinois Route 12 in Lake Zurich.
Okay.
So population in both in Third Lake is super tiny. The town is actually only like 2 intersections. But I'm surrounded by a bunch of bigger towns.
Okay.
One of them being Gurnee, which is like the big gateway of Northern Illinois. There's like Great America. There's a huge mall. There's the naval base. So that's like a major destination spot.
Just for ease, what I'll do is I'll put up the population of Lake Zurich on the screen so people can see it later on.
So I'm gonna for this demonstration here, Fred, I'm gonna narrow my search results down to what I talk about, how I say 12. And again, you can go more than that. This is just what I have found on my side.
They cut them by a quarter by going. Okay.
Yeah.
909 now. Okay.
909 resumes.
Okay.
So now the next thing is resume last updated. And this is where I always go the smallest out to the largest. So once I have contacted a good majority of the people, I will usually narrow this down into smaller segments. So when I'm doing it in the morning or when I'm doing it in the early afternoon, I'll actually do by the last day because that'll give me everybody who's updated within the last 24 hours.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm trying to find a job. I updated my resume. I'd like to see that in the search. That's great.
Well, and here's the thing that's key. The reason why I say that you have to devote time to this is because think about it. Every single person is hiring right now in America.
Yeah.
So if you have somebody who puts a resume out there and you contact them last week, 90% of the time they're gone. Okay. So when I say last day, and I'm going to show you this real quick, and I'm going to go back. So I'm going to switch right here, Fred, to last day and watch where that 909 goes.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
Okay. So now if we go last day to within the last week, 17 is going to go up to 46.
Got it.
So only 46 resumes have been updated in the last 7 days.
Okay.
Right? So I usually start when I start this brand new, I usually start this within the last month. The funny thing is once you devote time to this and you're doing this consistently every single day, going in here, again, this is part of my daily routine. Every day I'm in Indeed. As soon as I get home, I say hello to the kids, I make my dinner, I go to my office, and I grab whatever new ones came out that day, and I contact every one of them. So when I was talking to Dan the other night from Molly's Pizza Bar, we were going through it, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to contact that person because of X, Y, and Z." And I said, "This is not where you want to be picky yet." Okay. And the reason being is many people update their resumes for one reason or another. Not everybody updates their resume because they're looking for a job. So the key to this is that you want to be quick with it. And you also want to make sure that you're contacting everybody. Okay. And again, when I say this, Fred, and everybody who's watching this and listening to this, these are the results that work for me and that have had great luck for me. As far as front of house goes, I have a wait list to get into my restaurants for front of house. Back of house is a little bit more challenging. But these are the tools that work for me.
Okay.
So again, same thing, 12 miles here, updated within the last month. And then right here, exclude contacted candidates within the last 30 days. So one thing Dan asked me the other night is, when you're doing this, how do I know that I haven't already sent them an email? Well, that's where you change this at. So if you want to, say, I say 30 days because that's the lowest one I can do.
Yeah.
It's going to remove anybody that I've contacted.
Okay.
So right now I'm just going to leave that at 30 days. So right now we have 182 resumes.
So you have 182 people right now that you have not contacted.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, hold on. You went too far. I have 182 people that I haven't contacted in the last 30 days.
Got it. Okay.
So for example, let's look at this gentleman right here, Guillermo. Okay, so Guillermo, I contacted on May 30th.
Got it. I can see it right there. Okay.
Yep. So now I'm going to show you. This is a cool thing that I have found.
Now, are you using the app on your phone when you're doing this, or do you log in on a browser on your phone?
I'll be honest with you, I've never used the app because what I do it on the computer because I can see more.
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
So here's this gentleman here, Guillermo. It shows you, right now, he's working as a prep cook at I can't even pronounce that name of it.
Norteño. Norteño.
So actually, I'm going to do this right here live with you right now.
Great.
I'm going to contact him.
Okay.
So this is the part that takes the longest amount of time. If you want, Fred, what I can do is I can actually, because it'll be easier versus going through here. I'll actually copy and paste this later and contact you or send it to you, and you can somehow get it to some way that people can actually see it in an easier format.
Yeah. Okay. Great. We'll include that.
Yep. So first thing is you want to include your name. Okay. So my name obviously is Chris. So right here, company. Now this is a couple different ways that I've done it. Sometimes I put the town of where it's at. Sometimes I put the restaurant name. Doesn't matter. You could do either one. So all intents and purposes, I'm going to actually put my company name here. Okay. And then message template. So this is where you can say, I'm going to drop. Here's all of the jobs that I have created. Okay. Now, if you look, you're going to see that, and this is all trial and error that I have found. So, for example, I'm going to look at this one right here. Kenosha barbecue dishwasher, intro to culinary.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, epic fail. I should never have done it. I got 0 results. Okay. But I use Indeed to learn how I'm going to get the most amount of results out of everything that I've done. So this is how I've learned over the years. Less is more when it comes to the title. Okay. Going back to what I said earlier, Fred, if you remember when I said everyone has the special names for jobs that they've had, that's people like me screwing that up. So if somebody at one point had this on their title, so that's why I had it in here as a job title.
Right.
So these are all different titles. So if you look, you can even see here, I helped a friend of mine who's a carpenter. I typed in Kyle Carpenter.
Yeah.
So now these templates are just template names that I see. Okay. This isn't what the potential employee sees.
Okay.
This is just what I have saved. So let's go down here to Lake's LZ Kitchen, because then that's going to pull up this right here. Okay. And you can see my mouse, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Indeed will actually allow you to type in a basic format where it'll plug in the employee's name. So right now, if you look, these variables right here, you can use to auto insert actual data.
Yep.
So right now, how it says hi candidate name, I clicked on that. It'll, when it emails Guillermo, it's gonna say, hi Guillermo Segura. I found your resume on Indeed. Please reply to the email if you're interested in discussing the following job openings. Now this is where
so
I'll
anything in those brackets you can do, and you can just click on those buttons to autofill the information. Perfect.
I will always put a couple different things here. So like I have, hey, I'm looking for prep cooks. I'm looking for line cooks. I'm also looking for sous chefs.
Okay.
And then I go down and I give a little bit more information about the restaurant here.
So something to catch your attention at the top for sure. And then
correct, because on the email, it's going to come through in two different segments. So it's one email, but it's going to have a thing at the top and a thing at the bottom. So I need something that's going to catch their eye quick.
Okay.
So second location of a family-owned business, looking for staff who want to work at an awesome place where you really do matter. Now, why do I say that? And opportunities for advancement. I am trying to stand out to somebody. So going back to our core values of our company and going back to the things that we do in our restaurant, I have a rule called the 3 seconds of engagement and the 3 seconds of detachment. And what that means is within 3 seconds of a guest walking into my restaurant, they need to be greeted within 3 seconds. Within the time that they leave, 3 seconds to the door, they need to be greeted as a goodbye. So 3 seconds of attachment to the property, and 3 seconds of detachment to the building. And what that means is within 3 seconds, the brain has a response mechanism that needs to factor in what is it going to do? Is it going to stay in your restaurant and eat? Is it going to feel comfortable and relaxed? Or is it going to get to go and leave? And then same thing when they leave. They want to feel that detachment from the restaurant, like, wow, I really did care. So same thing here.
And you do care. Yeah,
same thing here. 3 seconds, I need to catch their attention within 3 seconds. Why? Everybody's hiring. So if I said the same thing in every single job post that I said, that Fred says, that person C says, hi, my name is John and I am looking for a cook. Please apply below. No one's gonna. So you got to stand out. So looking for staff who want to work at an awesome place where you really do matter, with opportunities for advancement. Barbecue Productions Bar and Grill is seeking to hire friendly, outgoing, and kick-ass line cooks who deliver excellent service while memorizing our menu, daily specials, company core values, and history. If you have previous experience as a line cook in a popular restaurant and dedication to providing excellent cooking skills to guests, we want to hear from you. Restaurant line cook responsibilities include cook guest food orders, ensure all orders are accurate and prompt and prepared in a timely manner, work closely with the restaurant management and team to immediately address all guest concerns and create a pleasant dining experience. And you can see this here. I'm not going to go through every one of them, but it really goes into depth about what.
Keep going. Like go from our new family member. I like that.
Okay.
Read from there.
Our new family member must be driven and have determination over experience. Recommendation letters are a plus, and you need to know that the restaurant business requires long hours and hard work. We will depend on you, but in turn, you can depend on us. We are offering a fair salary with room for growth. And if you show a desire to be part of something great, email me your resume with a cover letter stating why you would be a great fit for the job. Please include contact information and any letters of recommendations that you may have. I hope to hear from you soon.
Fantastic.
So that is just the job itself. Okay. What it is, a little bit about us. Now, where I call the slam dunk is the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to scroll down here. And this is the actual job title. Okay. So job title is kitchen staff. And again, I can have a lot more templates here that I can break down. Okay. So kitchen staff. So this is where somebody's going to want to create what they want, and they can have the different job titles that they need. Okay. So
it's fun. Yeah.
So again, I'm looking for something that's going to pop for them. So growing hot restaurant group expanding. This job guaranteed not to suck. Let's go. So again, something bold, something that catches their eye, something that makes them don't be afraid to be a little bit different. You know, this job's guaranteed not to suck right away. My eyes are popped. Now for servers, the reason why I've had great success on that one, and I'll show you that in a minute, is I talk about, do you like rolling silverware? We don't either. Not here. So we don't roll silverware. So again, those things pop. So 3 locations now open, started construction on our 4th location, January 1st. Growth opportunities available if desired. You want me to read this one, Fred?
Yes, I do.
All right. Are you looking for a job that actually values you, your hard work, and shows the appreciation with advancement? How would you like to be part of a winning team in a fast-paced, fast-growing organization that's on a mission to change 1 million lives per year in Lake County? We're trying to change the way that the world views restaurant hospitality, as well as delicious food, all while helping people live their best lives. If you want to be a part of an A team and maybe even lead your own team one day, keep reading. This isn't a burger joint. This isn't a donut shop. And we're not a hole-in-the-wall burger or shawarma or place. We're doing something different here. We're always looking to improve and always striving to get better. And we're looking for the right people to join us. The rest of the world calls this a minimum wage job. We call you the most important person in the organization. P.S. We don't pay minimum wage. Normally known for asking about combos and making unhealthy fast food, we want our team to do so much more than that. Our ideal team member takes initiative, loves to make customers smile, and puts 110% into everything they do. Not only that, but our team members also have the opportunity to grow, both personally and professionally. Barbecue Productions refuses to settle for anything less than extraordinary high standards, but we also believe that the right person, extraordinary high standards are their normal. Actually, let me fix that typo there right there. If you're the right person for this job, you wouldn't consider doing anything less.
Absolutely.
Does your boss take you for granted? Are you starving for an opportunity to take on new challenges? Are you ready to see what you can accomplish in a fast-paced environment where being a tiny bit fanatical is a good thing? Are you ready to join an organization that eats passion for breakfast and leaves mediocre in the trash?
Love it.
If you're self-motivated, love being in a rapidly changing work environment, and want to be part of a dynamic team that strives on building relationships with our customers, then we want to hear from you. We're on a mission to change the landscape of the restaurant industry by leading a revolution of fun and outstanding food. Our goal is to change 1 million lives per year through our locations in Third Lake, Lake Zurich, Kenosha, and soon to be Station 51 Truck Company in Antioch. Check us out on WeGrilled.com and see what we're all about. Then get in touch with us and tell us why you'd be the perfect fit for our team. The basics. Serve our guests with a smile and a genuine conversation. Serving up ridiculously awesome food in a fun and fresh way. Cleaning the store until it shines, because anything less doesn't change the world. Above average pay with amazing advancement opportunities. And you must have a genuine smile, cheesy jokes, just kidding, that's my thing. An amazing work ethic, a coachable attitude, a drive to tackle on new challenges and question the status quo, and cool stuff that you should know. We're a little bit fanatical, but that's why you love us. We take our business serious, but we don't want to take ourselves too seriously. Our team discount and amazing food will have you eating kick-ass barbecue and loving every bite. This isn't like every other job you've had where you've been forced to stay inside the box. At Barbecue Productions, we light that box on fire. Don't worry, we don't use that for smoking barbecue. We only use cherry and hickory wood. But come join our team. Full-time and part-time jobs available. Pays between $15 and $20 an hour, plus occasional tips from catering events. And I put a couple stars there because, again, this just changed in the last couple of days based on availability and experience. So
awesome. And you're able to pay a higher wage because you have systems in place as well, where you're controlling those costs and you're able to provide better for your employees. So
we've had to adjust that obviously over the years, and even just recently having to adjust that obviously with the market that's going on out there. But, our systems that we have in place, it'll be able to determine what we need to adjust moving forward, so that way we can try to be competitive in the market.
That's great.
So now that I have that in here, all this is in here now. Again, this is where somebody's going to take their stuff and put it in here and make it to where it fits them. And
then you're going to give me this copy so that I can make sure that people have it and they can edit it to make it their own.
Yep. So I'll give you this one, and then I'll give you the server one as well.
Fantastic. Thank you.
So once I have that all in, all I'm going to do is click send email. So I'm going to do that right now. So now contact via email on May 30th. Okay. So now real quick, I just emailed one person. Okay. I'm going to show you real quick. Now that I have all that set up, I'm going to show you what you're able to do every single day. All right. So I'm going to go slow, but I'm also going to go a little quick. So stand by and just follow me. Okay. So I click out of there and I go back here. Okay. Excuse me. Now this one right here. So see what I'm saying? How up here we search Cook.
Yeah.
But I got police officer Cook County.
Yep.
I'm not emailing that guy.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a Mauricio Murillo. And again, this goes in order of their job. So his last job was cook and cashier. So all I'm going to do is 2 steps. Click his name. I don't even care what his resume says. I'm going down and hit sending email, and that's
Okay.
it. Okay.
Send it to everybody.
Everybody. So I'm going to click out of there, exit out. Next one. Here's a guy from Wingstop, Eric Ramos. Click his name, go down, send email. Exit out. Go down to the next one. Carlos Miranda. Forklift operator was his last job at Nails and Screws. Job before that was painter. Job before that was power washer. So the reason why you don't see cook here is if I click on his name, somewhere in his resume.
Okay, so he was.
Yep, so he's right here.
So,
So for some reason.
So he's currently employed though, but he's still posted up here. Yeah.
Correct. So now I know.
And he's updated his resume within the last
June 21st.
Okay.
Yep. So now I'm going to go down and I'm going to click on send email.
Okay.
Okay. Now there's times where I'll click on someone's name and I won't send anything out to anybody because their cook job was when they were in high school.
Got it. Yeah.
So now here's.
But you're not too picky here. You want to really get as many out there as possible.
So, and sometimes, Fred, I'll even send stuff depending on how many results I get. I'll send out stuff. I got somebody once that was a cook in high school and they were looking to pick up a couple extra days. And it's been 20 years and it worked. So, but for right here, I'm not too finicky. So right here, Andy Williams, he works as a chef manager.
When you have good training systems in place too, that's the other part of this is having a way to train people to your standard and how you want things done, even if they're young or they haven't been in the business a while, no matter who they are, you can train them up.
Exactly. The key to being successful with all of it is having the proper systems and knowing your numbers, having budget and having recipe costing cards, all through Smart Systems Pro.
Attaboy. Thanks.
All right. So here you go. Adam Williams. Next one. So down here. So now here, I'm going to show you something interesting. I'm going to exit out here real quick.
Okay.
So if you look here, recently updated June 30th, blah, 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 Big Iron Horse Barbecue. When I click on his name, this just gave me some valuable information that I would not have ever known unless I've been doing this for a long time. I'm going to scroll down and notice it doesn't say anything about contacted. Okay. Notice how it doesn't say contacted at the bottom. Okay. Doesn't say contact. It just says updated on June 30th.
Right.
Okay. So he was contacted on June 30th, he updated on June 30th.
Okay. Today.
Notice how it has his phone number and his email here.
Okay.
That means at some point over the last 7 years that I've been in business or 5 years I've been in business, I have contacted him and we have emailed back and forth at some point.
The fact that it shows his number and email on there.
Yep.
Okay.
So once somebody emails you back saying that they're interested, you get their email and their phone number.
Got it.
So, and it stays in his profile forever.
Okay.
So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to still send him an email, even though I have his information. I want to see if he's interested first.
Okay.
Okay. So, I clicked on that. So again, I'm just going to go down the line here. Same thing. Line cook, Grover Country Club, Jeremy. I'm going to go down here. Now, if you look, I contacted him on May 23rd. It tells me, and he gave me a phone number here. Okay. So, actually, I talked to this guy last night on the phone, so we are talking currently. So I'm not going to send him one again.
Okay.
So that's where, if you go up here, Fred, when we talked about the contact within the last 30 days, I could also change this to 60 or 90. I still keep
depending on how you start running out of candidates and
but like I was telling you earlier, the more that you've been doing this, the more you'll continue to see some of the same names, and you're going to remember some of these names. Okay. So for an example, there's a name on here that I just saw yesterday, and I know that I've emailed him a couple times, and he no-call, no-show to interview. So I'm not going to send him another email because I remember the name.
Yeah. So, and you could put notes on the person too as well to help you remember if you'd like.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. So once you get into it and you email back, you can add notes. Yeah. So I did a couple there. I'm not going to keep going because obviously this is a demonstration.
Yeah.
Now what I want to do is I want to go into my dashboard, which is right here.
Okay.
See my mouse, correct?
Yep.
So click on dashboard. So now on the dashboard, there's jobs, there's candidates, and messages. Okay. Messages is once you have a conversation with somebody, those will show up in here. Okay. So right here, now, this is one thing that I do a little bit differently. People may not agree with it, but hey, it works for me. We had a guy right here. He was a line cook, prep cook for Kenosha. And my manager sent this one out this morning saying, hey, you didn't show up for You didn't show up for your interview this morning. Do you need to reschedule? So we give everybody a one chance.
Okay.
Again, some people may not agree with me, but
Mhm.
here's what I've learned.
Okay.
And I'm going to say something, you might have to bleed this out. Shit happens.
Mhm.
Okay.
We won't go into that.
I've missed
Restaurateurs can handle that word.
Yeah. I mean, shit happens. But I will tell you this right now. Sometimes being a little sympathetic to somebody and understanding that shit happens might make you and get you an employee. And again, even with my current employees, you know, we understand stuff happens. We still, you know, go through the fine tooth comb and we still make sure everything's going right. But, you know, we give everyone that second opportunity. Hey, you didn't show up this morning. Do you need to reschedule? Sometimes I'll go through and say, hey, I hope everything's okay. Something come up, not a problem. We understand. We'd like to, you know, we're still interested. Would you like to try a second time?
Okay.
After number two, then it's done. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, he may not respond. You never know, but it's worth a shot. Okay. So I'm going to click out of this and go back. So again, that's just me. So just because I do it doesn't mean everyone else has to.
I think it's good advice. I mean, things happen. This is a really tough job market. We really want to find people, and especially if they respond after the first time around. Sometimes it's young people. They don't teach how to get a job in high school. You know, they don't teach you what to do, and at least for the most part. And so
For resumes. All right. So real quick, this is just the job posting. Or you can post jobs. If you post a job, you do not have to sponsor it to go live. You can post a job for free. So, you know, these are just basic things that everyone can go into. You can post a job here. I'm not going to go too much into it because it's pretty self-explanatory. But when you go to post a job, you can do it from a template. Or you can start from scratch. Just follow that along. If you want, we can do that in a later video.
Can you talk about how finding maybe people that work for your competitors and how you go about doing that?
Absolutely. So let me go back to find candidates. So I'm not gonna use Mission Barbecue on this one. I'll use something else. But so I'm gonna remove job title, and I'm just gonna say Lake.
Maybe you want people to work at Taco Bell.
Let's just do Taco Bell. Okay. So you click on Taco Bell. There's two things you can do. Okay, you can search on companies or you can just leave it blank. Okay. When you click on search Taco Bell, it's gonna show up anybody who has Taco Bell in their resume. Okay. So Taco Bell here, Taco Bell crew member. You know, actually scratch it. Let's go back.
Okay.
So I'm going to go because there is no Mission Barbecue in Lake Zurich. So I'm going to go Gurnee, Illinois. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to type in Mission Barbecue just to show you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I uncheck that. Click search. So now again, this is giving me all resumes that have Mission Barbecue in it. Okay. So again, I still haven't done any type of filtering. So you notice this one right here, which actually this is one of my employees' sisters, recently updated her resume on June 24th. So she just recently updated, but this one did not. Okay? Got it. So again, same thing. If I filter right here, Fred, I got 39 resumes.
Within the last 6 months. Yeah.
Yep. If I go right here within the last month, that goes down to 8.
Got it.
Okay. So here's all the ones that have recently updated their resumes. And I can contact them like, look, this person, Alexis Lee, cashier catering manager, restaurant manager. So you can click on their name.
Now, just because they work there doesn't mean that they have a magic apron that they don't need to be trained in your place, but it's still a good place to start. Right?
Correct. So then, for example, if I go in here, I have a catering sales executive thing. Over here, type in barbecue productions. Okay, catering sales executive talks about that. Now, this one I haven't updated recently to kind of stand out. So this one's just going to be kind of a basic one. Because again, as I've evolved with this, I've changed a lot of what I've done.
Yeah.
So this is when this is my job right here. So I mean, you can see this is where I started, and you saw what I went to now.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
So then, same thing. If I wanted to send a thing to them, I'd click on send an email. Oh shoot, I did send an email. Oops, maybe I was interested in that person.
Okay.
I was. That was
subconsciously.
I was trying to make you laugh. Hopefully, everybody else.
Okay.
See, there's my cheesy jokes. But anyways, yeah, I'll click off that. But that type of person might be a good person for me, you know? So again, that's how you can search competitor. I'll tell you another one that's fun is searching your own company.
Yes. Okay.
So you can search your own company. I don't like doing this because I get depressed.
I know, because employees looking for other jobs. Yeah.
So here's a bunch of people that have worked for me. You know, like for example, here's Taylor. So Taylor was awesome. She moved away. She got her degree in cosmetology or whatever you call that. You know, but if you go down here, she talks about assistant manager barbecue productions.
Okay. Yeah.
Same thing. Great person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's a funny thing. This goes back to, some of the things that we talked about, how, resumes can change.
Yeah.
Taylor was awesome. She was a server and she was a bartender. So
Mm-hmm.
same thing, assistant manager,
Oh,
so
she closed one night, right? So now she's an assistant manager.
exactly.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
an assistant manager, again, because when we go into SSP and we have, at the end of the night, there's the manager log.
Mm-hmm.
So she has the manager responsibilities. She's got manager access.
Mm-hmm.
So in an employee's
And
head,
yeah.
I'm a manager. So
Mm-hmm.
just because you see somebody who has that name doesn't necessarily mean that's what they are.
Yeah.
So don't be so finicky on that, and feel free to send people out,
Mm-hmm.
an email.
Mm-hmm. And you can learn a lot from in a conversation. When people come in, if they
Correct.
what kind of experience they have. Yeah.
So again, I'm just waiting to get these people to email me back. So now,
Yeah.
excuse me. After I send out all these things, so that's how you would search a competitor. That's how you search your own name. And again, you can search anything you want. So let's do that one I was talking about: culinary kitchen professional. Okay. And again, I can just leave this blank because I can leave it as a job title, a company, blah, blah, blah. And if I search it, I got 233. So look, Olive Garden, culinary professional. So here's the other thing. As you're going through these resumes, write down the titles that you see and search them. Because if one person calls himself that, somebody else might. Just like I learned at Mission Barbecue, they call themselves team leads for people up front. So I'd search team leads. Like there's a great assistant general manager might be somebody who is a bar manager. Next step. So there's so many different words you can search, and it never ends. So this is where you just kind of have fun, search anything you can possibly think of. Now here's one quick caveat: assistant general manager. Okay, I'm going to search that, and I'm going to show you something. Now somebody's going to search that and say, "Holy cow! I got 1,003 resumes."
Yeah,
they're going to go over here. This is what most people do. When I show this, even with Dan. Dan is like, "Wow, that's a lot." And I go over here and I show him. He searches that down to 12, updated within the last month. He's like, "Dude, there's 65 people on here that have." I'm like, "Yes, but think about it. Assistant general manager doesn't necessarily mean restaurants. There's nothing that says restaurants. So like, look, here's assistant general manager at a place called the SS whatever that is. That's not a restaurant. So these ones are a little bit harder to find. So you need to use words that are in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Okay. So, or you could search for other names, so like, for example, I'll type in restaurant. Okay. And I'll type in restaurant general manager and I'll click search. So there's 680. Same thing. So for example, here's one: restaurant general manager, Lucky Bernie's. Okay. That's not a restaurant.
I know is it a bar?
It's thanks, Heather. It's a sandwich shop.
Okay.
My GM just chimed in. It's a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
So she's been in here too. She's worked here through. Heather's done this many times as well. But you got to know your area. So for example, general manager. Now here, look, this one right here. I'm going to click on this. I wouldn't email this one, and I'll explain why. Notice what their name is.
Their name is general manager.
Name is general manager. This is just a generic profile. So again, there's cheap ones out there too. So I might, for example, I have 453 contacts still remaining. I might send it, but 9 times out of 10, it's not going to. What I want to show you, Fred, is what happens after you do all this. Because now that you've done all this, you do this consistently. What's the next step? Okay. So I'm going to pull up my email real quick. And at the very, very bottom, this one right here, Ethan Evans. So he responded. Okay. And when you click on it, the title is going to be Ethan Evans saw your message and is interested in your position. Okay. So a couple things in this email topic here. You're going to see the things that we talked about in the last segment where we talked about that top part and then the bottom part. Remember where they had the different job parts? So here's that top part, Fred.
Yeah. Here's
the bottom part. But it looks like one nice long email.
Right.
But on our side, as an employer side, we see it as a top and a bottom. So that's what they see. And it just says, Ethan saw your message and is interested in the position. Okay. Now, do not click this button right here.
Okay.
I made the mistake of doing this for the longest time. Clicking that, it would take you right back into the Indeed thing and you communicating through the messenger. I want to get their information. So I'm going to click on reply. And now you're going to see Ethan Evans as the email, but it's going to send it to his Indeed mail, which goes to his direct email.
Okay.
So once I type in a thing, I'll go like this. Hey, Ethan, how are you? Hope you're having a great start to the week. Have anything fun planned for the weekend? Do you have any time in the next day or two to come in and speak with myself or a member of my management team in regards to one of our open positions we have available?
Fantastic.
Then I say,
you're showing that you care about them,
Yep.
From the start.
Now here's the key. And again, call this dorky, call it whatever you want. We talked about this in the last elite meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I always go like this.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll explain why. Don't laugh.
No,
There's a secret to my madness. Okay.
Yeah.
So LMK, we all know what that stands for. Let me know how your schedule.
Not everybody.
Okay. Well,
but thanks for explaining. Yeah.
LMK is let me know. Maybe not Steve Brown because he's like, 60. Sorry, Steve. Still love you, buddy. Let me know how your schedule looks and what day or time works best for you. And what day or time, spelled wrong, works best for you. We're super flexible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, this is just works for me. I try to be a little bit dorky. I try to stand out. But again, I'm trying to show that I'm not normally everybody else. Because what happens when you send out a resume or your email and you're like, hi, my name is John. I want to schedule an interview with you for the job.
Mm-hmm. We have an opening at 2 p.m.
Yep. Here's the thing. I never say the word job. And I never say like, I want to schedule time for 2:00. Let them tell you, but always ask them, hey, how are you? How's things going? Got anything fun planned for the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
And when they email back, they're like, hey, thanks for asking. I'm actually going to go see my brother this weekend. Would it be cool if we scheduled an interview for Monday? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what time would work best for you? Now, why do I say, actually, I changed this and I changed this to, you're making me nervous, Fred. I forgot what I said.
Okay. Opportunities
that we have available.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is my first live doing this. I screwed up there.
It's all right. No.
So opportunities. Why? Because everything's an opportunity. You don't know if somebody comes in and they've been an AGM or a server somewhere, and you might have a blown away interview and they become your GM. Mm-hmm. Or, Heather, for an example, and I don't know if she can hear me now, hopefully not, but she came in and she interviewed for an AGM position. And after talking to her, I was like, all right, she definitely knows what she's doing. She ran a couple of restaurants for my competitor. Mm-hmm. She could very well be a GM, and she moved up to a GM in a matter of a couple months. So I knew what I had available coming up. Mm-hmm. So after that, I click on send and I send it. Again, being dorky, being original, being just myself, but I want them to, laugh and have fun, and hopefully they respond to me. If they respond, then you just have the conversation back and forth and you go about business as normal. But the thing that I've learned is try to just be relaxed and just try to actually talk to them like they're a human being versus a corporate robot.
Which is exactly how your restaurant operates as well. Exactly. So it's all tied together with your core values and your mission and vision to serve 1 million people.
Exactly. So that's really the gist of it, Fred. Yeah. There's once you get that management, once you get that subscription management, you add the contacts, get that in there. That's when you just go in there and have fun. And again, sometimes when it's late at nighttime, I'm having a soda pop or two. I like to have fun, and I'll go in there and I'll search for stuff that, I'll search to see what's out there for, Chick-fil-A and see what's out, I'll find just random stuff, and you'd be surprised how many employees I've got from random places. Cause I just find random people I'll find people that I'll even search for people that I know, so for example, let's search for that last person. I think it was JESSE. Okay, so if you know a name, you want to find somebody. There you go. There she is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the information barbecue. So, for example, if I know that somebody's on, possibly looking for a job, or I get somebody's first and last name, like, man, I want to get that person. Come in here and see if they're on Indeed. Search their name. So, I thank you so much for the opportunity to at least go through this with you. I'm trying to figure out how to get back.
Thank you. Hiring is just a big problem for people that you have cracked the code to, and I'm just really appreciative to you for sharing it. One thing for sure is that I know a lot. But the most important thing is that I have vision. Oh, you're back. Good. I know a lot, but I learn more, and I'm able to disperse more knowledge because of the amazing owners that I work with. And I just appreciate you sharing your successes and what you're doing to accomplish getting your restaurants fully staffed. Amazing. Thank you, Chris.
All right, buddy. You have a great day.
All right.
Have fun.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.